What's going on to you, Virgos? So this is going to be a reading, tarot reading for you for June 2024. So you Virgos have the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and then you have the Ten of Pentacles. So these cards right here, this speaks to how you, once again, the Five of Pentacles. If you Virgos usually get the Five of Pentacles, right, it usually represents someone isn't putting in enough effort to actually get to know you. It's always this one-sided type of thing where they expect you Virgos to be the ones to always reach out, show love, put in effort, do everything first, while they sit back on their lazy butt and do absolutely nothing. And you are expected to do everything because they're the prize. But I don't know how they expect to be in a functional relationship if they're just expecting another person to be doing all the work. But whatever. So a lot of you Virgos have been paying attention to how, you know, your connections with the people that you've been having is, and you see the hypocrisy for what it is. And again, if you Virgos detect that a person is not really putting in enough effort for you, where you're the one that's putting in effort, you're not going to chase after them, you know. And I don't advise you Virgos to do chasing, right? What I advise you Virgos to do is to, yeah, put in effort, but once it looks like you're doing a little bit too much, you're putting in too much of an effort, I would suggest you Virgos to leave. You know, you've already done more than enough by putting in the effort. You know, if the person decides that they want to miss the part where you did put in an effort, they're not really worth it. You know, no one is, because it takes two. The Five of Swords, the Nine of Swords represents because you Virgos have other things that you've got going on. And you, when it comes to relationships now, you know, it just seems like relationships are the most fruitless endeavor that one can really set out for. It just seems like in today's time where everything is more adventurous and more advantageous, where you actually can get something that you want, everything except for relationships, because of the landscape, right? Because of the fact that there's so many people trying to skim and scam, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the, you know, I ain't even gonna go there, but like, you know, all of these relationships, to all this relationship talk and all this other type of stuff. And it's like the root cause of it is that if the person is not going to put in any kind of effort with you, it doesn't have any real kind of meaning to it whatsoever, because these relationships nowadays, it's a scam. You know, a lot of it, not all. You do have some decent people, but it's like it's a one-sided kind of thing where they expect you Virgos to be doing all the work. That's not how it is. You know, that's sadomasochism. That's not how it is. That's not how real relationships are supposed to be. It's supposed to be two people putting in an effort. How is it going to work? Like I said, if they don't put in an effort, and a lot of you Virgos see that, and a lot of you Virgos are like, you'll continue to try, but you really see the one-sidedness for what it is. Like it is, I said before, other tarot readers is for like when people who are still caught up in the game, they still happy with the transactional relationships. Over here, my YouTube channel is for people who want to get down to the actual root cause of and is downright tired of the one-sided, half-sized relationships, to where now it's like, look, it's either put up or shut up. The person is either going to actually do something and put in a valid effort for real, or you're going to stay away from it. Because what's going to happen is the Ten of Pentacles, you're going to constantly be in a state of flux. And this is why you got the Ten of Pentacles. You Virgos are tightening the belt, tightening the belt. And what I mean by that is you're budgeting. You're looking at it like, you're not spending a whole lot of money on these dates, because that's another part of the scam too. Is people come into your life and they expect you to shell out money, and that a lot of people have put themselves out there in a very terrible perspective, because just pay attention to their talking points, pay attention to their psychology, pay attention to how it is that people think about money. If they think that dating equates to spending money, you already know what that is. You know what I mean? You already know what that is. It means that you got to stay away from a person who thinks like that, because you're not only are you going to save yourself a whole lot of time, but a lot of you Virgos are going to save yourself a lot of money, and even much more than money, a peace of mind. Because who would want to hang out with somebody who they're what they perceive dating to be is somebody else needs to spend money on them. That's what they equate dating to be. Every time you Virgos hang out with these bums, here they go. They got to get you to give up some form of cash, as if they're not adults, as if they don't have a job, as if they don't have a means of income. They should. So now the Hermit, right, and the Death card, right? The Hermit now is about how, once again, I just see a lot of you Virgos throwing a lot of people through a loop from the way that a lot of you are moving now. It's much different compared to how you Virgos used to move. And why, right? Why I'm able to say that even in the first place is because, number one, people who you have had, people who know you see the difference between when they were dating you and now. And, they feel a certain, they're upset. They feel a certain kind of way. They're upset about it. Because to them, you should have been doing that while you were with them. But this is the stupidity of it, because they didn't want to stick around with you Virgos because you were on the verge of doing it while you were with them. They just didn't want to stick around long enough in order to actually see this happen, right? So it's a lot of stupid games being played. It's a lot of dumb stuff being played. But you Virgos don't care. Y'all are just like, it is what it is. And you moving through the nonsense and the spiraling out of control that other people are doing, because you're a warrior standing in a garden. You Virgos are having things okay. Things are going quite well for you, and it's not even your problem, because you were doing this the whole time. You Virgos was trying to do the things the right way. They didn't want to stick around you Virgos long enough for them to actually get the benefit from it. They so desperate for attention and to have somebody spend on it. It's sad. One side gotta always do the majority of the spending. One side, the other side doesn't want to do the spending, but they're both adults. It's like, yo, like, that's a con job. Like, I don't, that's a dub. So a lot of you Virgos have just put that to the back burner. Like, you're doing things your way. You're going to do things what you want. You're going to do things like you like. And like I said, it's making a lot of people who are still watching jealous, right? Who didn't want to be around you, who still get a chance to look at you jealous, upset. But you Virgos aren't necessarily doing anything to make them upset, because this was always a part of your plan in the first place. And the Death card just shows me that, you Virgos have just did your own thing, like anybody who knows you, who couldn't make it work with you, no thank you, because they did it to themselves, because they like to play these stupid games. They like to do all this dumb stuff. They like to do all this nonsense. And, you're not playing. So they're only doing it to themselves, So the thing is that the King of Pentacles now is about how you Virgos know what it is that you're looking for. You Virgos are looking for your own. You Virgos are looking for accomplishments. So a lot of you are very much so looking to improve yourself as of right now and moving forward. The Five of Cups and the Justice. And if a person that you meet can't necessarily get down with that, then a lot of you Virgos are not going to accept them into your life. It's not going to last very long anyway. The Five of Cups, a lot of people have truly given up on you long before you really have ever had a chance to really shine, because to them, they got impatient, and to them, you weren't doing enough, right? Air quotes, whatever that means. And even though they was standing next to you and they was watching at your efforts, they just kept downplaying it, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, right? But it goes to show you how stupid the game is, because it shows how delusional some people are, because it shows, Virgo, that you could have someone literally right next to you where you telling them your moves, like, hey, I'm gonna go make some videos. I'm using myself as the example. And you could go ahead and make the videos or whatnot, and they'll see that you made the videos, but that you're still not doing anything. It's not doing anything. And it's like, what are you talking about? They just did. So it's this downplaying. And the Justice now is about how they're getting what it is that they deserved for downplaying you. Because how can someone be intellectually dishonest to be right next to you, see you Virgos doing the work, and then still be like, oh, you're not doing anything? That's not true. The Eight of Swords and the Knight of Wands is about, because, and now the shoe's on the other foot. And now you Virgos are not going to you're not going to slow down because other people can't catch up. A lot of you Virgos are doing your thing, and the person is going to have to automatically be like, okay, if you Virgos are doing your thing, y'all are running a marathon, they're going to have to run at your speed. So let's clarify. All right. Let's clarify this Eight of Swords. Knight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, the Sun card, the Six of Cups, and then you have the Ten of Swords. This is what I'm talking about. This is what's getting it started, because all of these cards right here are all about someone that you've had some sort of romantic connection to. It could have been even a potential romantic connection. The two of you may not have even necessarily full-on dated. You may have dated, but there was definitely a romantic connection there, and they wanted to act like they were stupid, right? Now they're coming back, but you Virgos don't want to have anything to do with them, though. They're seeing it like you Virgos have a lot to offer, and that if you were to stand next to them, if you were to be with them, you coming in with a lot of different assets and everything like that. But are you Virgos willing to actually get back together with them, though? That's a question that you're going to have to answer for yourself.